You weren't supposed to see me play with that. I'm sorry. Let's start the show.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews. And tonight we are doing our recasted of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. And it should be a very interesting one. Let's check out this tomfoolery.
That's right, recasted where we take an actor or scene or what have you and turn it into something that's either just as good or not a little bit better. Does anybody volunteer to go first?
Yes.
Go. Okay, go ahead, Regrets.
Yes. Because this just jumped out at me, honestly. Because to tell you the truth, like, this is such a classic movie that it was very, very difficult to recast this. Really. But the fact that this character in the beginning of the movie had such an impact, right? I feel like, you know, who else could be put in there and possibly at that time was possibly having such an impact as well and continues to have such an impact and honestly kind of looks that way, you know, today. I just had to pull him out. My man Mitch, my old go-to, and look at him. He kind of does look like Jabba the Hutt, you see, with the double chins and with the teeth. Look, doesn't he? Isn't it great? Yeah. He is good old
Tomfoolery.
Yes.
Is the name of this game.
Yes, it is. Today it is. And that is not tomfoolery. That is the facts. And I'm sure that a lot of people agree with my assessment.
All right, so I'm not sure about Mitch McConnell being recasted for Jabba the Hutt. I mean, I think that's tomfoolery. Master Windu, what was your thoughts on that one?
I don't know because I was clearly out of it. Full disclosure, we do not lie here. That's against the code. But now that I see it, I can agree with the chin. He's Jabba in Episode 4, A New Hope. And the more evil that he does, the more Hutt-like he becomes. So yes. He better be careful.
Yes,
I will say that. That's actually a good recasted. Somewhere Chrissy is complaining and commenting, even though she's busy on Tuesdays. But still, Chrissy, we appreciate your opinion and your commentary. I have one that's a deep cut. Now, I had to Google the names because I never knew the names of these people, right? But I've seen them in movies before. And as you know, when I do recasted, I base it on how they look. So that's why I agree with the Mitch McConnell Jabba the Hutt, because the chin says it all, right? Or the throat, whatever you call it. The hoo-hoo. By the way, did Jabba do anything to Leia? That's the thing that I didn't bring up in our broadcast. I'm curious.
The clothes that he put her in?
I'm wondering what happened. I'm wondering, did Luke take too long? I'm not making fun of it. I'm just asking a serious question. I've always had that thought in my head. Anyway, let me bring up this guy from this movie. Now, this is from the scene when they're in Jabba's palace and Luke is dropped into the Rancor pit. Okay, let me show you the Rancor. This is a savage beast. This is the end of it when Luke causes the door to slam down on its neck and he dies. Now, Chris knows where I'm going because the Force is strong in him. And he too probably thought of this person. Now, originally I had a different recasted. As I said, there are no secrets here. But I decided to go against that because that too would have been against the code. And I went with this person coming up, which I said is a deep cut. Now here we have the Rancor. He's dying. He's reaching out. He's like, oh, I didn't get to eat one more person. And in rush two people. Now, don't mind the first one. I don't know his name either. But behind him, that svelte gentleman, his name is Malakili, if I'm pronouncing that correct. Malakili. You can't see him? That's okay. Let me put up a better picture. There he is. There's Malakili. And apparently he was the one who raised this Rancor, maybe from a young beast into a larger beast. I don't know. Or perhaps they had some kind of relationship that we don't talk about in a galaxy far, far away a long, long time ago. Here he is. You can see how sad he is because look at his face. There he is. But you're wondering, who am I going to recast him as? Who will he be? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't disappoint you. I thought to myself, oh, I know exactly who he looks like. This is from an 80s movie, another 80s movie, because I keep it in the same decade. Here he is. You might not be able to see him. You're like, what's going on? There's a lot of steampunk things going on, a lot of tetanus in that shot right there. There's a large man in some kind of gimp outfit, it looks like, with a metal helmet. Even Vic is looking like, what's going on? Let me close up of Vic looking. There we go. Can you see who I'm talking about? No? Let me give you another shot. Here he is. There he is. No, that's not Vern Troyer. That's a different actor.
Isn't it the guy from
Give me the movie.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, Vic. that movie's animated. Where are you going?
Trying to sing the guy when the guy, before the eyes popped up.
Vic is celebrating early tonight, even though we have a show to do. We're broadcasting this live on 420. But no, that character's name is actually Master Blaster. Okay, be careful with that if you say it fast or if you have been celebrating tonight. Master Blaster is his name, not to be confused with something else, you teens. All right, and there he is. He has a little helmet just like the person he's riding. Easy. Here's a better picture. And there he is. Look how happy he is to be aloft this large beast of a man. Much like the Rancor handler, who was saddened that he would never see his beast thrive once more. And that would be my recasted Malakili for Master Blaster in the movie that Vic was thinking of. Not Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that kids movie, but in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome with one Miss Tina Turner.
There's a reason why a lot of times when it comes to this segment, I prefer to go last. I have to clean up the tomfoolery. I have to bring dignity back into it. So let's go ahead and bring dignity into it. First thing I want to talk about, since he hasn't been mentioned so far, is this guy, Darth Vader, right? This was from Empire Strikes Back, actually. Why? Because that was a great movie, and that was Darth Vader. Darth Vader had great movies in Star Wars, A New Hope, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars Rogue One, Star Wars Return of the Revenge of the Sith. Great Darth Vader moments. In this one, they traded costumes. Not this one. In Return of the Jedi, they traded costumes. So he no longer looked like this, right? Mm-hmm. He no longer looked like this. He was a little sleeker. The outfit was very, very shinier. And I understood why when they took off the mask, because then you revealed his true face, which is this. This was a neutered version of Darth Vader in this movie. He was a female dog who went around crying and whining. I want to be a good father. I don't want to be a good father. I want to impress my boss. I don't want to impress my boss. Right. All of a sudden, in that moment, when he sees his son dying, even though he's been threatening him this entire franchise, he sees his son die, right? Blew up an entire planet with his adopted daughter and all this other. Anyway, no, he picks him up and Emperor like a boss, Palpatine like a boss. He's like, I'm still shooting. Somebody's gonna catch these hands. That's what he was saying when he was up there, and then he just threw him down there. But of course, Darth Vader, after fighting for 5 minutes against his son, he's not a young man anymore. Between that and the electrical forces and stuff, he's going to die. Hey, nothing can prevent that now. So I just want to let everybody know that this guy right here used to be a boss, and then became the Emperor's pet, right? Yeah. But also in the director's cut of this movie, this guy had his mask off, right? And I said, God, this guy looks familiar to me. He looks so familiar. Where do I recognize this clown from? And I said, bingo, I saw him when he was alive later in the 90s when he played Zordon, and he gave five teams with attitude their power coins to fight Rita Repulsa.
Teleport to us 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
No, not that, not teenagers.
It was amazing, but I said, but you know what? That's what he looked like when he was alive. This man is dying. I need to find a better picture of him. Where am I going to find one? There he is. Zordon and dying after Ivan Ooze let him know that he missed the Black Plague and he was highly disappointed. That is your recasting for Darth Vader. But wait, there's more. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we can't get away without replacing Jabba the Hutt in this movie. And I'm like, a lot of people could play this. who could play this character and do it justice? No, this guy right here.
Now, to be fair, you weren't the only one who thought of that. To be fair,
your friend and mine, he played a damn good villain in Deadpool 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, secondary villain. If he could play a damn good villain in Deadpool 2 as a secondary character, then of course he can play this guy right here.
This is why you are the emperor.
So I want everybody to know. I want everybody to know that those are my recasted Darth Vader and of course Jabba the Hutt recasted as none other than wait for it, the villain of Deadpool 2. That is my recasted, ladies and gentlemen.
No, wait a minute. Can I just say something that I just caught during your recast? You know, it's always interesting because you see things that you don't say. Speaking of the recasted of Darth Vader, because I thought the recast of Jabba the Hutt, as they say in this movie, was spot on. This one in Empire Strikes Back, right? Then, as you say in the director's cut, when they took off the mask, I said, how fast do you think they switched suits so that guy could fit in it? Because this guy is clearly...
Bingo! That was not clearly not guy. That was not the same guy at all. Like, y'all even tried.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get coal in your stocking on Christmas morning.
And I hope you get slim fast in yours.
It was just literally from the throat up. It was from the throat up. I said that suit has to be at least 2 or 3 X's because he's not this. It's not tall anymore. It's just big. Now, when I saw this one too, I thought at first Chris was gonna go with who's that guy from the McDonald's, the purple one?
Grimace.
Yeah, because the head. That's what I thought.
I was going to name him Humpty Dumpty.
That would work too.
Or if you watched the Batman in the 1960s, there was a villain called Egghead, I think.
Egghead, yeah.
He looked just like him. So he could have been recasted a lot of them. But of course, you know, this will always be my favorite recasted guy because it's, well, you know, that's it.
Is that it? Okay.
That's it. But regrets, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us for another recasted. This was a good time. Clearly, everybody is a fan of Jabba the Hutt. Thanks again. God bless, and have a great night.